The F4, which is using gestures and body language, is to emphasize the words that you're speaking, to try and get maximum benefit and keep people's attention and make it visual. To start off, the entrance, the opening was good. When I was 9 years old, I picked up a branch. That made everyone maybe want to listen to the story. Oh, it's going to be a story, let's see what happens. So that was a good start to it. And then he went into saying about you put it in a glass and a bottle, and it was very visual. You have a bottle, put it in there. So you use your hands, and all this about the red dots as well growing. So it was building up into something. I could tell actually that you'd done your F2 and your F3, which is how to construct the speech, because you started off like that and then you built up. So that was good. And speaking with conviction, you were going to tell us about this tree of yours, which you obviously liked a lot. And then there was good eye contact. So you were looking at everybody. And I was a bit behind the camera and you were looking on to which I was watching you, because I was there scribbling away. And you're supposed to use your head, hands and your whole body, and I was watching out for that, and you did. You definitely use your head, your hands all the time, describing things, and your body as well. You were using all that. A few examples were in my head, one thing, I can't remember the bit leading up to it, I'll scribble it down here. Now this about 3/4 of the way down the garden you were climbing a tree, and you actually know all this, and somebody there was a neighbour, and then you were looking at the tree and it got bigger, and you did that several times, so because that was the main point of the story, that you had a little tiny branch and it grew into this enormous tree. It got bigger and bigger, and each time you did that with such an expression, you used all your body to touch the top of it. So that was what you're supposed to do in gestures. The voice was clear as well. There was pitch, pause and pace. You pitched it right and you paused. Perfect. And the speed was okay as well. So that goes well for the next assignment, which is F5 using a voice. So that was good practice for your F5. And it was an interesting story, an interesting narrative as well. And it kept me interested all along. And then there was a few other items like you trimmed things, you cut the top of it, chopped it off, and it was all the way through. It was very pictorial. You could actually imagine it, and you really meant what you were saying. And the ending was good because it sort of built up to this where you had to have the tree cut down, which was sad because you put a lot of effort and love into it. But then you got this cutting, and you actually brought one out. So visual. What do you call it, a prop, isn't it? It was good. I wasn't expecting that. But then he said, this is a third generation. So that was poplar trees. So it was a good ending. So I thought it was a really good speech, very interesting. And that's, you're all ready now to go on to your next one, which is the F5. So well done.